The real estate market has crashed, and anybody who needs to buy or sell is in a panic and unsure of what to do. But has it? Stay tuned because I'm going to break it all down for you with the true local numbers. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Catherine Newman and I'm a real estate agent right here in Kingston, Ontario. And today I want to break down what's going on in the real estate market locally, if now's the time to buy or sell, and what the current average price of a home is. So I'm sure you've noticed the real estate market has been all the talk. It's all over the news, it's all over social media. It's actually really hard to get away from it, even though I try. Not from the true local data, because that's my job and I need to stay on top of that and know what's going on in our market. But it's hard to get away from all those scary news stories that keep popping up on the news and on my social media. I try to get away from it and I can't. It finds me. So anyways, I want to break it down for you today because it's actually not as bad as it looks. Now, the market has slowed down, yes, which is actually really good news. We're pretty thankful for that because it couldn't continue on going like it was with 30% increases year over year, the continuous bidding wars and frustrated buyers and real estate agents walking around everywhere. Just couldn't continue. So the good news is that it has slowed down. Now, if you were a seller that was looking to cash out at the peak of the market and you had nothing else to buy, you were just looking to cash out, then unfortunately, yes, those days are gone. You're going to have to be a lot more realistic that your home is probably not going to get a bidding war, and you're going to have to be a little more realistic on your price. But on the flip side of things, the market has been a lot kinder to buyers, which has been really nice. You're not having to compete on every property. You're able to get those conditions back in your offer, whether it's conditioned on financing and inspection or maybe on the sale of your house, which is really nice because you can protect yourself and not commit to the home before you know what you're getting into. It also means a lot less lawsuits because you'll know what you have purchased, which is great. Now, let's get into the numbers. I brought my computer up to make sure that I get them right for you. So the benchmark price of a home in Kingston is now just over $561,000. But let's take a look at where we were. The good news is that that is still up by almost 50% from 3 years ago and 32% from 2 years ago. If you purchased around this time last year, then prices are still up by 4.5% since that time. But now for the bad news, or good news depending on if you're the buyer or the seller. Prices are down by 9% from 3 months ago and down 14% from 6 months ago. Now that sounds really bad when you hear it in the media or wherever you're seeing it, but you have to remember that prices increased significantly at the end of last year into the beginning of this year with the anticipation of the interest rates rising. Everybody wanted to lock in at the current rate, so there was really high demand for the homes and the prices went up pretty significantly. Just to give you an idea, the prices increased 7% just from January to February of this year, so that's pretty significant. So it's not nearly as bad as it sounds. And the prices are also down on the home that you were looking to purchase too. You have to remember that. It's not like you were selling your home low and then purchasing high. You're selling low and you're buying low, but it's not even low. Like I said, we're still up by 50% from 3 years ago and 32% from 2 years ago. It just sounds really bad when you hear that we've dropped 14% from a few months ago, but that's, like I said, because we increased so significantly with that anticipation that we're still up by 4.5% from this time last year. So this is better news for buyers, but it's not as bad of news as you probably thought as a seller. The key thing to keep in mind as a seller now is that we're not in the same market that we were in January, so you're gonna have to be realistic with that price and know that there's not as many buyers out there. Your home may sit for a little bit longer, especially if you're not priced properly, so just keep that in mind. So if you're a buyer, the prices are down, which is great, but the interest rates have gone up, which means you're not going to qualify for as much as a home as you would have when the interest rates were lower. So it's now more important. Also, your mortgage payments are, of course, going to be higher. So it's really more important than ever that you sit down with your mortgage broker before you go looking at homes to really crunch those numbers and know what you're getting into. It's also anticipated that the interest rates may continue to go up until inflation comes down. So you may want to, if you're thinking of purchasing in the next little while, make that appointment with your mortgage broker to sit down with them to see when is the right time for you to lock in your pre-approval. Because when you lock in your pre-approval, you lock in at that rate. So if interest rates go up and you're purchasing within your pre-approval time, then you're going to be purchasing at that lower rate if they end up going up. So you want to make an appointment with your mortgage broker now if you're thinking of purchasing anytime soon. So the last question to answer is now the right time to buy or sell a home? And I can't answer that because it really depends on your goals and your circumstances. The right time to buy or sell is when the right time is for you. There is no one size fits all. So if you're thinking about it, I'd be happy to sit down with you and discuss your goals and your circumstances to see if it's the right time for you personally. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.